What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is the 20,000 subscriber Q&A video. And I just want to start off with a big thank you. Thank you to everyone who is here, watches the video, subscribes. Thank you for all the comments and messages you guys leave. It's really encouraging. And I'm just really glad that you guys are getting value out of the videos that I'm providing. And that's just the goal. The goal is to just provide as much value as I possibly can. So the goal is to kind of do one of these Q&A videos, I don't know, roughly every 10,000 subscribers or so. And the first one was pretty well received. So here we are for 20,000, running it back for a second time. And with that all said, let's just get straight into it. First question, what are your thoughts on all the AI videos? I hate them. I really hate them. All right, 95%. I would say 95% of all these like AI videos are stupid. They're stupid. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not just like my personal vendetta against them. But the reason why I think they're stupid, this whole concept, this whole topic revolves around the theme of value. Simply put, these AI videos are not valuable, right? We've got houses literally exploding. We've got agents growing wings and monsters coming out of the ground, dragons breathing fire, laser guns. We got 50 Cent and, special ops soldiers popping up and shooting up the house. It's crazy. It's crazy and it's out of hand. Now, the reason this is not valuable is because social media has turned from this social aspect. It's gone from social media. We've turned it into interest media. People watch the videos that they're interested in. Maybe like James, like duh, that like obviously. But here's where this comes into play is that the people, or if we're giving our clients these videos that have, a house blowing up as the hook and whatever AI else you decide to use, the people who are going to watch that video are people who are interested in those things. Meaning, those videos are not going to be hitting our client's target audience. Who's going to be watching those videos? Well, people who are interested in the AI stuff, in the crazy edited videos. And so what I'm seeing is a lot of real estate agents, their comment section is just a bunch of other videographers and video editors going, oh, how'd you do this? Cool transition, fire video, whatever. And the agents then, whether the AI succeeds in getting them views or not, it's not the right views. It's the wrong audience. And these videos start to train this agent's targeted algorithm to people who they don't want to be reaching. These are people who are not going to be making them money. And our job as videographers, as marketers, is to help our clients make more money. We need to be creating videos that serve the purpose of putting money in our clients' pockets. And these AI videos are not doing that. Now, does that mean that all fast-paced vertical videos are bad? No, not at all. The root or the theme, the target that we need to be shooting for is purpose and intention. Our videos need to be made with the intention or purpose of providing value to our clients and our clients' potential audience. That is what matters. Now, I said 95%. What about the other 5%? I have seen some good examples of real estate videographers using AI to actually provide value to the viewers in the video. For example, I don't remember who did it. I think I've maybe seen two examples, but the home that was being showcased in the listing video was older vacant home, right? No furniture, empty, and kind of something that's a little dated. And whoever made the video used AI to transform the interior of the space to create a vision of what could possibly be the reality for this home. That, I believe, is value. As a viewer who's looking for an investment property, a project property, when they see an empty space, if they're maybe not all that visionary or creatively minded, seeing something transform in front of your eyes from what it is now to a potential reality, I believe that's very valuable. And so utilizing AI in a way to create value for the viewer, as well as your client, the agent, the builder, whoever it is, That is a good use of AI. All the other stuff, it's a fad, it's a trend, it needs to die. Next question. I want to be more creative and not shoot aimlessly. Where does that come from? Great question. I get this question a lot. People ask me, when you rock up to a house, like, what happens? What's going on in your head? How do I start shooting? I feel like I'm overshooting. I feel like I don't know what to shoot. It's just this whole thing. Now, my advice would be solidify your fundamentals. All right. Create a mental game plan or shot list or process, I should say. Create a process that you're going to follow as you shoot a house. Right? Get your basic shots, your wide straight push, your wide curve push, your parallax, your details. Those are your essentials. Then you can build off of those, right? A lot of people, they go to a house and they want to create a banger video. Like, all right, I'm going to create a banger video. I need to get the craziest shots. I got to get super creative. And then they don't really know how to get creative because they don't actually have a foundation. They don't have a base to build off of. Creativity, at least for me, if you want to stop feeling lost or shooting aimlessly, have your fundamentals, shoot your fundamentals, then build off of that. This is going to do two things. A, you're going to get all your fundamental shots. So whether you get some really creative shots or not, you can still create a banger video. All right. If you look at a lot of people's videos, if you look at my videos, I'm not utilizing a ton of creative shots. I'm not. I'd say like 80 to 90% of the shots I use in my videos are just essentials. They're fundamental shots. The rest is where the creativity comes in. The other 10 to 20% is where those creative shots come into play. So I would say, focus on the essentials first, then get creative. And if you're like, I just don't know what to do, use other creators as inspiration. Watch my videos, watch Eric's videos, watch whoever it is that you look up to, whoever it is that you think has a really unique style, watch their videos. And then try to, replicate or emulate some of the techniques or shots that they're utilizing in their videos and try it out. Hey, can I, this person, oh, look at that FPV shot. That was crazy. Ooh, maybe I should try that. Oh, look, that detail shot had so much depth, had so much movement. How can I replicate that? Or that drone shot was, what? Analyze other creators' videos, find the things that you like, and then just try to emulate or interpret that into your workflow, into your videos. Question 3, I don't have time to edit. How would you send editing instructions if you outsourced? Now, I've talked about this before on the channel, but like right now, currently, I'm editing my own videos. That's not the goal forever, believe me, but I am. Now, I know that's not the reality for a lot of other people, right? In this case, the common bottleneck is that people don't have time to edit their own videos, especially because when you learn, editing takes up a lot of time. I have streamlined my editing process. I can edit a video in 2, maybe 3 hours, sometimes 4 if it's like a big project. But the point is, that's pretty quick. A lot of people are taking, 8, 10 hours to edit a video. That's not scalable. That's not realistic for a lot of people. So it comes to outsourcing. Now, how do you send instructions if you're outsourcing? You need to be, again, I can't really speak from experience, but this is what I would do if I were to outsource my editing. Your instructions need to be very clear and specific. You need to be as specific and clear as possible and use references. Use references, all right? You need to address things like song type, pacing, your shot selection, your transitions, the color grade, the overall vibe and feel, right? What the agent or what your client told you. You need to give all these things to your editor so that they can have as much information, as much context as possible when they go to edit your video. If you are unclear in your instructions, your product is going to be mediocre. Simply put, you need to be very specific and as clear as possible. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it really just comes down to that, is communication. This next question, I got a lot, a lot more than I was actually expecting to. But the question is, when will you host a workshop? I've been getting that question a lot for quite some time now. People want a workshop. And I can tell you, I really want to do a workshop. I really want to do a live in-person workshop. Now, I was recently a guest coach for Nashville Media's in-person video workshop that just took place in Nashville, and that was awesome. So that also like really sparked a thing like I would love to do my own as well. The next in-person workshop that I'm doing is again in partnership with Nashville Media, and that is going to be in January, this upcoming January. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to be at that one, I will link the video in the description here. It's an Instagram video. It's the recap from this past workshop. But what you want to do is go comment waitlist in the comments, and then you'll be put on the waitlist to be notified for when the details of that workshop are announced or released. Now, for my own workshop, again, I really want to do one. However, it's pretty close to winter. All right, where I live, it gets cold. We got winter for a long time. Now, I would love to do an in-person workshop here in Calgary. Calgary is an amazing city. I love my city, and I'd love to be able to bring people here to shoot some cool stuff, and then hang out in my town. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Calgary is we get a very early winter, and so at the time of recording this, it is I think like the second week of September, and by the time I'd be able to like actually do a workshop, it'd have to be probably like mid to late October. And at that point, the weather's changed, it's already cold, and there's a very high likelihood of snow. And to be honest, I don't want to do a workshop in the snow. As funny as that would be, or as fun as that sounds, I don't want to do a workshop in the snow. I don't want to do a workshop in the cold. Calgary's just a better city in the spring, summer, and what we have of fall anyways. So you can expect my own in-person workshop here in Calgary sometime next year. Next question. This is a bit of a hot topic recently. Actually, it's always been a hot topic. Will you stay Canon or switch to Sony? This is like the highly debated in the real estate video industry, right? Everybody loves the Sony. Everybody loves the A7S III. Everybody loves the FX3 with their low light performance and whatever else, for whatever other reasons people like it. I have always used a Canon. And for the past 2.5 years, I don't know, 2 years or so, I've been using the Canon R6 Mark II, which has been absolutely phenomenal. See, a lot of people, they will hate on Canon, but they've never actually used a Canon. Never touched one. It's all about this like old, it's the stereotype debate, Sony's better in low light. Sony has better innovation. Well, I don't know, whatever it is. I love my Canon R6 Mark II. I'm probably going to stay Canon. And now with the newly released C50, it's a very tempting decision. I'm not going to say I am for certain, but I'm most likely going to pick one up when it comes out. When it comes out, I'm probably going to wait until it comes out like in stores. I'll probably rent it for a day or two for a couple of shoots and then make my decision on purchasing it. But I mean, come on. How could you not? Looks like a really great camera. And here's the thing about Canons. Their low light is still really good. Is it as excellent as Sony's? Not quite. But it is really, really good. I get questions weekly. People ask me, what Sony do you shoot on? Do you shoot on the A7S III or the FX3? How do I exploit? Your S-Log looks so good. I'm like, I don't shoot Sony. So like, right? I shoot on Canon. Everyone's like, what? You shoot on Canon? Canon is a really great option. Canon is really great. I don't know. For me, I've always been on Canon. I enjoy the workflow of Canon, and I'm probably going to stay Canon. Next question comes from Mr. Lancaster himself. He asks, what is your shooting workflow? Well, he said flow, but I'm going to add workflow. What is your shooting workflow? Now, when I rock up on a house, I have two things in mind. I want to be efficient, and I want to be thorough, right? I'm not here to waste my clients' time, but obviously they also know that I'm not going to be in and out in like an hour. I'm going to take my time. I need to be thorough. But I also want to be efficient so that I'm not wasting too much of their time. So my process, rock up to the shoot. You gotta pet the dog a little bit, take 15 minutes to take the tour, ask the agent questions, all these things, and we get into shooting. The first thing I want to do is agent on camera. First thing we do is agent on camera. So depending on the scenario, sometimes I have a script already prepared, sometimes I don't. So we're coming up with the script on set. But we want to do the agent on camera first, and that way they can just relax, right? Depending on the type of home or what they got going on, sometimes they can dip, they can leave. Other times they can relax, they can go sit in the garage or in their car and do work. So I do that first, agent on camera first. Then it's also dependent, then we get into shooting the house. And this is kind of dependent on the lighting and the weather. If it's a clear, sunny blue sky, not a cloud to be seen, here's what I'll do. I'll go through the house first with my wide angle lens. I'm using a 12 mil, the Laowa 12 mil. It's a prime lens, so I'm only shooting wides. I go through the whole house. I start main floor, then I go upstairs, and then downstairs if the house has a basement. Then I will do the exteriors with the wide. I'll do the front, and then I'll do the back, and that's the wide shots. Then I switch to my detail lens, and I do the same thing. Details, inside, main floor, upper level, basement, if there is one, and then exteriors with the detail, front and then back. And then finally, I will finish off with the drone. Now, why I also want to give like a little bit of a caveat, it's like this is weather dependent. I want to shoot the exteriors in the best lighting. So if it's kind of like cloudy or partly cloudy and the sun is kind of coming out, like when it's sunny, I want to be shooting exteriors. So if it's sunny after the agent on camera and I'm like, oh, there's a chance like it might cloud over, I'm going to do all the exteriors right away. Wides, details, drone, right? Maybe I'm shooting the exteriors and it clouds over. All right, let's hop inside, start shooting inside. And then the sun comes out. All right, quick, go out and shoot the exterior. The exterior shots are super important to get in really good lighting. Now, if it's a cloudy day, it's overcast, whatever, there's nothing you can do. Same thing, I'll go through that process that I mentioned before. But I always want to follow the light. I want to make sure that where I'm shooting looks its absolute best. Next question. If you were to start from scratch, what would be the first things you do? If I were to start from scratch, first things I would do is get the necessary equipment. And honestly, in today's day and age, you can start with an iPhone. That's what I would recommend. Everybody has an iPhone. Or if you're shooting Android, Samsung, I don't know, whatever. I'm not familiar with that. So I'm just going to speak iPhone. Start with your iPhone. Honestly, if you have an iPhone that has a wide angle lens, like the 0.5 angle lens, and then, a standard lens, you're good. You don't need a Pro. You don't need a Pro Max. If you have one, like awesome. If you want to buy one, sure, but you don't need it. You need the two cameras. Wide angle, standard, you're good. Next is the gimbal. If you have the budget, I would recommend picking up either a DJI RS4 or the RS4 Mini. Both are going to be really great choices, as well as the RS4 is going to be more flexible with if things go well, you upgrade to a bigger camera setup. The RS4 is going to be better suited than the RS4 Mini. And you can balance an iPhone on the RS4, just get some counterweights for the front, and you're good. And then finally, I'd get a drone. I'd recommend, if you're just starting out, get like a Mini 3, Mini 4. You don't really need the Pro model. If you want the Pro model, you can get it. But again, really all you need is the essentials. iPhone, good gimbal, and a good drone. So that's the gear that you need. Really 4 things. If you're actually, one more thing, a good set of mics. Chances are you're going to need to record agent on camera, so you're going to need some mics. I don't really know what's the best for the budget line. I believe Hollyland Lark. I think that's the model. Hollyland is the brand. I believe they're pretty good for budget options for mics. Again, I haven't used them personally, but I've heard good things. So that would be the gear that you need. Next, you need to start building your portfolio. Do 3 to 5 free shoots to build your portfolio. Reach out to don't like do any mass outreach first, because we want to make sure that we get the free shoots quick, and then we want to do mass outreach and charge for that. So start reaching out to clients, to agents, home builders, whatever, and say, hey, I'm just starting out. I'm looking to build a really great new real estate media company in your city, and I'd love to offer you a free shoot, show you what I can do, and hopefully you'll use me in the future. Whatever. Get 3 to 5 free shoots, build that portfolio. Now you've got a portfolio to send agents or to have on your Instagram, to have on your website, whatever. Now you want us to get into the mass outreach. Start reaching out to as many agents as possible and leverage that portfolio. Here's my portfolio. Here's what we can do. Outreach, right? When I started, I probably could have done more, but for a little while, I was reaching out to like 50 real estate agents a day. 50 real estate agents a day. I probably could have done more, but I was like 16, 17 years old. Didn't really want to do that. But 50 real estate agents a day was my target. So just mass outreach. So yeah, those would be my first steps. Necessary gear, free shoots to build the portfolio, 3 to 5. We don't want to do too many. Mass outreach, start building that business, start building that client list. What's an ideal video for you? Cinematic or punchy? Now, if I could have my way every time, I love the cinematic videos. I really like creating a combo. Definitely leaning towards the more cinematic side, but I love cinematic feel, a really well picked out song, beautiful shots. I would say medium to slow pacing, but also mixed with a little bit of punchiness, right? I still like to use the speed ramps, right? So if I could use 4 or 5 speed ramps in a video, that's probably great. I definitely, there's definitely a high demand for the punchy stuff, agent on camera, faster paced videos. And I believe, again, going back to our first topic, I believe that if you do those purposefully, they can be very valuable, right? There's nothing wrong with a fast video. It needs to be valuable, needs to be purposeful, needs to be intentional. So there's a high demand for that. But, if I had my way every time, I'm going cinematic. I'm going easy to watch, beautiful compositions, beautiful color grading, maybe throw some lifestyle elements in there, some talent, maybe a car, whatever that may be. That's my style. And that's definitely the direction that I want to take my business, is in that more cinematic style videos. I feel like I can be more creative that way. I feel like it really brings out more of the art in the videography, or if you want to say cinematography of the craft. But yeah, that is all. Those were all some really great questions. I hope you got some value out of some of these answers. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, send them to me, send me a DM on IG. I'll be happy to answer. I get a lot of DMs, so I apologize if I don't get to it right away, but I will try to get to it. Yeah, thanks again for 20,000 subscribers, and we'll see you in the next video.